So I'm just going to back out of this page right now and actually start talking about the actual content that we've seen for your cataloging and product content that's integrated with JDE. And we'll come back to some catalog pages and have a look at the properties of the widget. So just to go back to the site, again, I've got my cataloging information right here. I've got all my categories, some marketing material. If I click on 4K Ultra HD TVs, that's one of my categories that I'm going to go into. I'm now directly within my catalog. I can see the other categories. I can see, attribute information that I can filter this catalog on, but I can also see my content, my banner ads and things like that. So let's see how that actually looks from the back end. I'm going to go to SmarterCommerce right here, and I'm going to go to the catalogs. And again, when you're working with any piece of content within here, you have full access to the setup for that, all of the details that go with it. I have my electronics catalog. Again, multi-language enabled. I have it in English. I have it in Spanish. I can go and define my catalog, my catalog name, my descriptions for it. I can link it to a page. I can sequence it the way I want to make sure that's showing up exactly where I want it to on the site. I have various configuration options for this that I can set up against my catalog. We have a lot of functionality in terms of how you wish to set up your catalog, how you wish to present it to your user. You can allocate this to specific branch plans if you're familiar with JD Edwards, so that catalog can work with specific branch plans if you need to. Otherwise, you can just go through the system settings and have that work the way you need to. But again, really importantly, if I'm in that catalog, you can see that I have pieces of content within here that's being shown. If I hover over the navigation, there's my banner ads coming through. So this is how I actually set it up in the system and work with it. I click on my catalog, I get into the description for it, and I can start working with this content directly in here. Anytime I click on a content editor, I'm getting that same consistent designer, so I can work with it the same way I work with the content block on a page. Again, if I need to work with the HTML, I have access to that as well. Now, within our system, you can create the content directly within here, or you can create content and share it amongst multiple catalogs or categories. We spoke about search engine optimization. You'll see this is consistent on every level of our catalogs and within our products also. So you're always going to see this come up. You have that control of that information, that metadata at every level, so that it can be, included in your sitemap and uploaded. So just to talk about it a little bit more, you'll see I've got my cataloging, I've got badges, I've got navigation links, I've got promotional content. When we talk about promotional content, we can create, ads or marketing material within here. Now, if I was logged in as a different role, I could go and create a piece of content, send it for approval, have this published. Once it's ready, this is a banner ad that I've created that I want to use somewhere on a catalog. I'd have that available. I can go back into my catalog section, and if I click on the actual electronics catalog itself, and I'll step into the actual catalog that we're seeing here, all these categories, how are they controlled? If I go here, click on this one button, I have a full view of the structure of my catalog and all of its relative categories. And from within here, I can start to drag and drop and change the order if I need to, but I can also start relating my products within here or editing the content at every level. So what I just showed you before for, adding in promotional content and things like that, which are in addition to your products, can all be maintained within here. But if I click on related products, for my 4K Ultra HD TVs, I'll see that full product listing that I'm seeing right here, the sequence of the products, a brief description of the product being used on this actual category, and that's what you see right here. Okay, so that's actually listing the products that I'm going to be showing in my catalog. But if I click into this product, I'm now going to get into what we call is the item content page or the product detail page, which generally is a very heavy page content wise. You're always going to have your descriptions. You may have badges to note that this is on sale. You want to be able to control those badges. You have your pricing information coming in from JD Edwards. You've got your stock availability coming in from JD Edwards. But you also have additional things like maximum order quantities, your unit of measures, adding to the cart. How do you control all of this content? How do you enrich it, and how do you present it to your user? Diego showed you, the different types of detailed information just to extend your content. Now, I'll show you in the system how you actually do that. So we've talked about actually structuring your catalog to present your product information. Now you get into the actual product content itself. From within here, I have my full listing of all of my products within my solution. As we spoke about, you can import directly all of that information within here. So anything you see here is controlled completely by the import process. Also, I'm just going to show it to you from the front end, so we're working with one product at a time. You have your detail sections within here. So this information that you saw right here, whether it's specials with a marketing code or specific product details or specifications, that's all controlled with your detail sections. If I click on something like a banner ad right here, I can allocate this to a specific product number, so it belongs to a specific product number, or I can leave that alone and actually share this amongst multiple products. Again, anytime I'm working with the HTML, I have that same consistent view and approach for working with it. I can create all of my attributes. I can create my badges. We even have configured templates for, a lot of our configured and make to order items as well that you can control completely. So let's go back to the product section. Have a look at a lot of my items that I have available. I can see, the item number, the product name, whether it's multi-language. I've got my images and so on. If I click into the detail for this, and just refer back to this site right here, we can see I've got my images, I've got my descriptions and so on. This is where I actually control all of that content. I've got my product description that I have complete control over, my product name. If I wanted to, I can use HTML to style that product name to present it differently to my user very easily. Like we spoke about, I've got my product URLs, my product page URLs that I can edit within here. And again, all this is controlled by your import process. As I go through, I've got my extended descriptions. Again, when I click into any of these sections to work with that content, the same consistent approach. I can work with images, I can work with videos, I can embed links at in any of these sections and have them presented here for my customer. If I click on images, videos, and badges, we've really tried to structure our content so it goes through an easy flow for your user. So whether this is a marketing user or a business user, they can come through, they can work with the various pieces of content for your products. They can add images directly from the libraries that you have available. Again, I can see all of the images I have selected. I can delete them from here if I need to. Very easily, if I wanted to change the order of my images, I can drag and drop them within here. The same applies to any videos I wish to add. I've got my algae sale badge, which I created. If I go back here, you can see I've tagged that to my item. I can select exactly what color I'd like that to be. I can select the font color just to have full control over my design of my badge. And again, all those product detail sections with that extended content, I have all of them available from within here. I can add new ones if I need to. I can add shared pieces of content if I need to. And again, if I need to change the order of them or how they're appearing, drag and drop capabilities within here. Make it very easy for my user to have full control as to what they're showing the customer and exactly what content they're showing and how they wish to display it. All of my attribute information coming through. So if I go back here and I look at my specifications, I can see the manufacturer, the display area. I have all of that information within here. So I can add and remove that as I see fit. And again, we spoke about plugging in your document libraries with the third-party solution. If you had to do that, or if you had to use the standard libraries within Sitefinity, I have full access to all of the documents I have within here. I can link them to my item. If I go back to my resources right here, I can start downloading manuals or extended information that I have. If I just click on that, it's going to present the PDF that I have linked to this item to my customer, just to provide that extra information that your customers may need. Okay. Again, all of this, when you're creating these items, working with them, they can all go through that same workflow processes based on your customers' roles, based on your user roles and permissions within the systems. When you're working with this, we've made the functionality quite extensive. You can control the pricing. You have sales, modes within here, whether you just want to restrict the user from adding to the cart, or whether you want to restrict all the information, all of the functionality, so they won't see pricing, they won't see availability. You could do so and have informational pages and control that at the product level. Your product configuration, you can set up that unit of measures within here. You have full control as to what you want to do. You can have default quantities for your item. You can have minimum quantities, maximum quantities. As we saw, we have a maximum quantity set of 5. How did I set that up? I set a 5 within here, and I'm using that at the product level. Now, again, if you wanted to extend, your search engine optimization information, you have that at the product level. All can be controlled through the import process. So once you upload all of that information, you can refine it within here, on a singular basis. The same can be said for all of that open graph information. And I didn't mention we can extend that in any part of the site. So on pages, we had we had your SEO information. You can also extend open graph information against your pages as well. So you have, various images, videos that you want to use for your open graph information. And that can be set up anywhere in the system also.